All right, welcome to another episode of Doomsday, Clerk. I'm Terry GANT, owner of Third Coast Comics, and I'm going to present to you a couple of things that I think that you might want to take a look at your next comic shop visit, or even if you come here to Third Coast Comics at 6443 North Sheridan Road. The first really cool thing that I saw that happened a couple of weeks ago is that Marvel Comics now has the license to do Alien comics. You know, good old xenomorph action. What I dig about it is it takes place after a lot of the other movies, but before some of the not so good movies, right? And I like it's still got that hardcore sort of a terror vibe that goes on, like that horror, like space horror, kind of full of dread and menace and all that. It's a pretty good book. I like it a lot. I think that you guys, if you like that sort of thing, go out there and go ahead and grab it. Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer are doing Beta Ray Bill. A lot of us old school, kind of Bronze Age, Silver Age comic book fans really dug Beta Ray Bill and a lot of his stories from back in the day. He's got a new book, and Daniel Warren Johnson is an excellent storyteller, and he's writing and drawing this one. And it looks like it's Beta Ray Bill versus Fin Fang Foom, and that's exactly what it is. Basically, now that Thor himself is the All-Father in Asgard, Beta Ray Bill is sort of like the Master of War at Asgard, and, this is going to come with some problems now. So if you want to see Daniel Warren Johnson's really fantastic use of ink and contrast and value in his art, then I would say go out and grab that. Issue 2 is actually out at this point, so it's coming out pretty quick. Next up, Marvel's doing a new thing. They're doing a new sort of a what-if kind of series. They've kind of relaunched it. Chip Zdarsky and Pascal Ferry are the artists behind the first run, which is the writer and artist, which is Spider-Man Spider's Shadow. So here, it's sort of what if Peter Parker really did give in to the Venom symbiote when he first got it, right? He didn't know it was a symbiote. He didn't know it was Venom, right? He knew it was an alien costume and that it could, it enhanced his powers a bit. He also thought it was really cool. He just didn't know what it was doing to him. And at some point, with the help of Reed Richards and the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man is able to sort of remove the Venom symbiote from himself, and the Venom symbiote gets to be its own thing. But what if he'd actually given in to everything that Venom was offering him, right? This is sort of a limited series that takes that on. I don't really know where they're going with it next, but there's this little, if you see books at Marvel with that little sort of question mark kind of logo thingy up there, then you know it's Chip Zdarsky doing his what if kind of thing. Next up, I've got a book from Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's a writer I like a lot. Tom Taylor does a lot of really cool concepts when he's doing his independent work, but he's also, when he's doing work at major publishers, his stuff is just really good. And he's kind of an underrated dude, and a lot of people kind of sleep on him, and I think you shouldn't. I think you should look for the name Tom Taylor on a book, and if you see him writing a book, just go ahead and get it. 7 Secrets, I was reading it actually kind of month to month, and I don't normally do a lot of that for some of the small press things, right? Really paying attention to it. It is I'm gonna call it the Fast and Furious, but with secret agents, right? Not with cars, but just imagine it actual sort of like James Bond types are people who are charged with guarding 7 secrets that kind of are secrets that you really just don't want out in the world. They keep them in briefcases, but they've been betrayed by somebody within their own organization. And then the Fast and the Furious bits kind of start up from there. And it's because it's, the artist is Danielle Di Niculo. I'm gonna butcher that. And I don't know a lot of what they've done in comics, but I think they did a fantastic job drawing this book, and I really like the representation of characters. There's a wide spread of types of characters in it, doing all kinds of really cool stuff. And I actually felt for an indie that is kind of the edge of superhero or super sciencey or super spy-y or whatever, good job by you guys doing this one. Big fan. So I would say if you see 7 Secrets in your comic shop somewhere, go ahead and pick it up. You're probably gonna like it. So Netflix is doing a lot of different comic book related things these days, and part of it is because they have access to all that Millar World contact from Mark Millar. So one I want to point out to you is Jupiter's Legacy. If you just watched on Amazon, if you were just watching Invincible and you were kind of digging that, you might be able to get into Jupiter's Legacy. Instead of it being one of these it's not hyper violent and super cynical like The Boys, although it is cynical. It's the idea that like a group of superheroes actually did use their powers and actually help out the world and solve a whole bunch of problems back in the 30s and 40s or whatever. But then their kids who inherited these powers are now they grow up in a different world where everything's been solved, so they just become kind of like they become kind of weird, you know what I mean? And I think that the commentary being told here about what it's like to be a legacy character in a world that your parents made and changed, right? What does that do for you? And a few comics have done this kind of thing and gone to a real dark place, like Brat Pack did it. Rick Veitch's Brat Pack in the 80s had that problem, or not really had that problem, but tackled that topic in a way, like with like sidekicks or whatever. But like this book actually does a pretty good job at it. And I don't normally go in for a whole lot of like Mark Millar and sort of his the way he kind of has to put the cynicism and edge in his books. But in this one, I think when you see it on Netflix, you're going to be actually kind of happy with it. And if you want to get the jump on it, go ahead. There's like 4 volumes of it that are out right now that are in wide circulation in comic shops. Go ahead and grab that. You should enjoy it if you've been enjoying all this other comic book related work and content that's been out there on Netflix and Amazon and these other platforms. Now, if you just finished watching The Falcon and Winter Soldier on whatever that platform is, The Falcon and Winter Soldier comes on, HBO Max or not, maybe not, it's Disney Plus, right? That's the one, right? I can't keep it straight because there's too many damn streaming platforms out there and they're all the same to me, you know? And I don't watch anything like I don't run home and watch stuff. So if you are out there and you just finished The Falcon and Winter Soldier and you enjoyed it and you want to see, like, you're thinking about kind of like old school Winter Soldier appearances, then why not go for the first Winter Soldier appearance, right? Why not do Captain America Winter Soldier, which I would highly suggest that you read if you like the movie. The movie was fantastic. It was one of my favorite Marvel films, right? But the book was excellent, and the reintroduction of Bucky Barnes into the Marvel Universe, great job as the Winter Soldier in introducing that character, and the way the gravity and weight of that on Steve Rogers, what that meant to him in this series, I would say is absolutely worth you checking out. If you've never read Captain America Winter Soldier, go out and grab it. And I'm going to point out another thing that might be in your favor if you wanted to grab this and really check it out. Right now, Marvel's got this line of graphic novels called like Marvel Select Editions, and that's the one I'm holding up right now, right? So the Marvel Select Edition for Captain America Winter Soldier is $30, which I'm gonna point out, if you happen to find the soft cover of Captain America Winter Soldier, it's also $30. So if you want, you can find the old school one published years ago. The original version of it will be $30 for you in a soft cover, or the new version will also be $30 for you in a hardcover. Shops might have both, but you might get to pick up this swank, like nice hardcover bookshelf format situation, and you know, you'll kind of have leveled up on it with Marvel kind of putting both in print at the time and right now and not realizing what they might have done. So get one before they figure out that they screwed up. Now, we just got through April, which is the month in which Prince actually passed away. So we lost music legend Prince like a couple years ago or whatever. But if that occurred to you while you were living your, you know, almost post-COVID life in the month of April, then have I got news for you in comic book form. The Minneapolis Sound is a graphic novel that takes place like about 1982 or so, and it's about what a band in the city of Minneapolis, like mini bands, who were actually grinding out there doing the whole, like, just being a part of that whole like funk rock kind of movement or whatever that Minneapolis had going on all over the place. But in this particular case, it's a story of how a lot of these bands wanted to be discovered by Prince, to be mentored by Prince, and a band actually has that happen for them, where Prince, who does appear in the book, actually like takes them under his wing and kind of like is their mentor. But now they actually are learning what the music business is like, what it's really about. Like, it's not all like wine and roses. Like, now the hard work starts, right? So it's a great story, and it's really cool. Like, I remember kind of like what that whole like kind of Purple Rain era was like, and that way in which you got to see like people of color like straight rock it out, and like it was amazing. So if you want to like recapture some of that, and it might actually get you listening to Prince again, then what the hell? Why not check out Minneapolis Sound? And I would say just go grab it. It's by Humanoids Publishing, which I'm going to point that out because a lot of shops don't carry things from Humanoids, or they don't carry them for long. So if you're hitting your comic shop looking for it, do it quick, because Humanoids is a publisher that I don't think they do huge print runs for some things. Even if some things are like excellent books, they just don't have a lot of them in circulation. And once they're gone for a while. So get out there and grab Minneapolis Sound while you can, right? And my last book is sort of a biopic sort of book, right? It's biographical, and it is basically somebody went out there and made a Billie Holiday graphic novel. They made a graphic novel about the life of Billie Holiday. I wish I could show it to you, but this one's actually sealed, right? And all I'm gonna say is, if you're, again, a music fan or a fan of the culture, and you wanna, get some of these things in graphic novel format, which is a fantastic idea to do because biographies in graphic novel format, a lot of them are just excellent, then all I can say is someone made one about Billie Holiday, grab it, go get it. It's only $25.99, so it's even cheaper than the Captain America Winter Soldier book, and culturally kind of more important. So I would say, if anybody's out there doing stories about artists like Billie Holiday, just scoop one up. Why not? It will not hurt you. It will in fact help you. And that's really what I got for you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Doomsday Clerk. I'm Terry Gant from Third Coast Comics at 6443 North Sheridan Road. And because I'm supposed to, I'm going to say go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Thank you. Peace.